My name is James O'Loughlin from Teagasc. I'm coordinator of the Heavy Sides programme based in Moore Park, and today I'm going to talk about the effects of the wet weather, the recent wet weather on dairy farming. The biggest single influence on grass growth and its utilisation is rainfall. So in years of very high rainfall like last year, that has a huge effect on the level of grasses produced, therefore the forage that's available for animals, and as a result of what we saw last year, there were widespread shortages. The thrust of my talk today will be to set up robust systems whereby we can mitigate against those. We're not trying to alleviate a bad year, because that's going to happen, and we will find that they're coming every 2 to 3 to 4 years. But what we're trying to say is that those systems must hold up in the difficult years. And to do that, it's quite simply having enough reserves to see you through. The obstacles that are in the way of that are, number one, soil fertility, and number two, drainage. And they're two areas that have been neglected over the years, and they're areas that need to be addressed. The farms that we're working in, 7 in the southwest of Ireland, all are very good dairy farmers, all very progressive dairy farmers, but all of them have soil fertility deficits. Their pH levels are low, their phosphorus levels are low, and their potassium levels are low. There are reasons for that, some of them legislative, more of them because it's so expensive, and more of them because of the weather conditions themselves in actually allowing the application of lime and fertilisers. Drainage is an area that hasn't been dealt with because of quotas. There wasn't any influence, there wasn't any great expectation that one would drain. But now, with the advent of a more open market, people are now looking at ways of increasing productivity. From our point of view, that's a very important one. It also will give some security, in the sense that ground will drain off faster, it will allow grass to grow faster, and it will allow grazing and harvesting to take place. The one proviso I would have on it is that it's very, very expensive. And on the work we've done on 7 farms in 2013, it has averaged over €6,000 a hectare to drain and reseed. So it's quite an investment, and I would urge people to make sure that they have it built into a business plan, and that they do a cost-benefit analysis on it. From my experience, there are 2 things. First of all, there's a generational thing. The last really intensive drainage that was done was in the early 80s in the country. So there's a whole generation of farmers who have not done drainage. The second thing is that in those times there were grant-aided drainage systems which assumed wrongly that there was a one-size-fits-all. And what you find, and what we found going around on our farms, is that you can have 2 and 3 generations of drainage having been done on the same field. So what we're finding is that we must bring a bit of science back to this, a bit of knowledge, and that entails doing intensive or doing some research on the farm. And that sounds big words, but really what it's doing is digging test holes to establish what's under that grass that's causing the impeded drainage, and then taking the best advice you can and taking the best and most informed decision you have. You were talking about the roadblocks, a lot of those are people just going on hearsay or going on what the contractor always did. And that is, as I said, in the €6,000 scenario per hectare, that is too expensive a game to go playing at. The other mindset, I suppose, is that by and large, people who are farming on heavy land, they're not as restricted land-wise as those on much better land. So if you take some of the peak dairying areas, they're farm to farm, they're cows to cows. Whereas here, a lot of the farms that we're discussing aren't limited, and they have access to land. So there wasn't the same incentive for them. And there's undoubtedly, we in Teagasc have let slip some of the expertise that we had in drainage, and now we're trying to re-establish that. So the cost-benefit analysis of drainage is based on the capacity of the farm to grow extra grass. So what we're trying to the point we're trying to get across today is that that is a business decision and there has to be a benefit for the costs incurred. So quite simply what we will do is take a projected milk price, which will by and large be conservative, so 28 to 30 cents a litre, and then we will make assumptions that A, you will produce 10% more grass, B, 20%, or C, 30% more grass. And we'll do a matrix to see where your costs will level out. The question of how long does it take, we take a 15-year lifespan of the drainage, we depreciate it over that length of time, and we build in the interest costs for the money borrowed. At a €6,000 a hectare investment, at 28 cents a litre, you need a 20% increase in grass production for the farm.